Jealousy is a silent killer. It doesn't scream, it whispers, it doesn't strike, it corrodes, until one day you wake up and realize you've spent your whole life chasing someone else's shadow, while your own calling lies in ruins. This is the story of King Saul, the man who had everything and lost it all, because he couldn't handle someone else's favor. Saul didn't start as a villain, he was chosen by God, tall, strong, humble, a king handpicked to lead Israel. There is no one like him among all the people. 1 Samuel 10:24. But Saul's obedience was shaky. He feared man more than he feared God. He offered sacrifices without the prophet Samuel. He spared what God said to destroy. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected you from being king. 1 Samuel 15:23. That's when God told Samuel to anoint another, David, a shepherd boy, forgotten by men, remembered by God, anointed in secret, favored in battle, victorious over giants, and the people sang, Saul has slain his thousands and David his tens of thousands. 1 Samuel 18:7. That moment changed everything. Saul's admiration turned to insecurity, his honor turned to hatred, and his heart grew sick. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 6. David became Saul's enemy, not because David did anything wrong, but because Saul couldn't handle someone else's rise. Saul had a kingdom to lead, but he abandoned it to chase a man who was loyal to him. David behaved more wisely than all the servants of Saul, and Saul became increasingly afraid of him. 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 30. While David was fighting Israel's enemies, Saul was fighting David. He threw spears in his own palace. He sent men to hunt David in caves. He consulted witches. He hardened his heart, all while his kingdom slipped away. For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there. James chapter 3 verse 16. Jealousy blinded Saul, to the point where he could no longer hear God, and in silence, he fell. You and I, we're not so different. We scroll through highlights, we compare their calling, their spouse, their house, their platform, and we forget our own anointing. Why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? Matthew chapter 7 verse 3. Comparison is a thief. Jealousy is a liar. And the moment you take your eyes off God, you start to drown in what was never meant for you. Saul lost everything not because David was blessed, but because Saul stopped obeying God. You may not be chasing someone with a spear, but are you chasing their lifestyle, their attention, their validation? How many years have you lost trying to be someone else, while the calling God gave you sits unopened? Jesus said it plainly, "Remain in me and I will remain in you, for apart from me you can do nothing." John 15 verses 4-5. God cannot give you joy apart from himself because joy doesn't exist outside of him. Peace doesn't live in people-pleasing. Purpose doesn't come from imitation. Fulfillment doesn't grow in envy's soil. If you want to be kept, you must stay with him. Fix your eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of your faith. Hebrews 12 verse 2. When you keep your eyes on him, you don't need to chase blessings, they chase you. You don't need to manipulate doors, he opens them for you. You don't have to tear others down to rise, God lifts you in due time. Humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. Saul died by his own sword, but he died long before that. The day he let jealousy take over. Don't die with your crown unfulfilled. Don't spend your life chasing shadows. Don't miss God's voice because you're obsessed with someone else's applause. You are anointed, you are called, you are chosen, but you have to stay with Jesus. Rooted, grounded, focused, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37 verse 4. You don't need to envy what God gave someone else. He has something specific for you. And if you stay close to Him, you will see it come to pass. Echoes of eternity, jealousy blinds, Jesus reveals, stay with Him.